Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show, episode 108. We had the wonderful Liz Splatt. Yes, I'm pronouncing her name correctly, Liz Splatt, on the show. She is a Texas comedian, currently finishing her life in school right now, but very funny person. She was great. We think you'll dig this episode. We had a blast, actually. She was fun.
We did. And she's a cancer survivor, and we love cancer survivors who tell us great shit stories.
Yeah, and she had a bunch. She was like an open book.
Completely.
An open butthole.
She started off as telling us she ate some spicy burrito and then emailed me later on how it came out. And maybe I could even quote what she said in the email. It was really funny. She basically was like, it came out in pieces.
I'm sure. I thought it would be funny if it just came out as the burrito. Like it just came out like whole. Solid. Just destroying your ass.
She was like, so I also ended up pooping out that burrito, and it was hot. It came out in little pieces, but like poop shreds. I had a great time.
Oh my God. Yeah. And she has this whole thing where she likes taking photos of herself on the toilet. So we had some really good promo pics you'll be seeing Thursday morning, dump day. Yeah. Thursday morning, Jesus Christ. Wednesday morning, dump day. You'll see that picture. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Anyway, we had a great time with Liz. She was really funny. Check her out. And we hope to have her on the show again.
Yeah, we found her on social media. She emailed us, this is my topic, my favorite topic. And we're like, this is probably the only show where you can be a fan and a guest.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. But if you are a fan and you want to be a guest, why don't you email us at heypoopypodcast@gmail.com. Or you can call us on our hotline at
203-998-5579. Leave a message and we'll get back to you as soon as we can.
Yeah. And if you don't want to be a guest, but you just have this awesome story you want to share with us, we totally read them on our minisodes. Also, rate, review, subscribe. Have you gone to heypoopypodcast.com and saw all the different platforms of where you can listen to the show? Subscribe to all of them. Just it's fun, something fun to do during the pandemic.
We're pretty much everywhere. So
yeah. And leave us a review. We can read the reviews on the podcast in the future. Oh, and one last thing. 2 episodes ago, I had this whole butterfly thing that I got from the podcast Ologies. And we actually have a Dutch listener who emailed me and corrected me and said that everything I said was wrong.
This is one of our first corrections.
It is our first.
I love it.
Seriously. And he's emailed me in the past. He's like, have you seen this press? I think he found our show through Ryan Keeley. Shout out to Ryan. We love you so much. But yeah, he was just like, yeah, you're the worst. I don't want to even read some of the Dutch words he sent me because he'll email me with another correction like, bitch, you fucked that up too. But yes.
Also, this is a fucking podcast at the end of the day. Take a relax, dude. We're not we're not teachers. We're not educators.
True.
And we're not Dutch.
We're not Dutch. But I did say, if there's a Dutch listener out
You did say that.
So I asked for a correction. I got it. So sorry to anybody else out there Dutch if I destroyed your language.
He could be our didactic judge. He'll be he'll just be he'll just say our corrector.
Yep.
Show corrector.
And I am, as I said, dyslexic as fuck. So English as my first language also is terrible. I literally took English as a second language in college because I took this test that I failed so horribly at, and they put me in English as a second language. And the teacher was like, "Why are you here? You speak English?" And I was like,
"You're barely
dyslexic."
You're barely. Well, minus any more corrections that are coming up. Please enjoy the show.
Yes, enjoy Liz. She was amazing. Thank you, Liz.
Hey, Poopy, how you doing? Hey, Poopy, how you doing?
I'm just, trying to find a place with like-minded people to talk about like-minded things about me, about poop and stuff.
Hey, Poopy, how you doing? Hey, Poopy, how you doing?
Oh man, what's this right here? Is this a podcast about food?
And now, the Hey Poopy podcast with Dave and Ellen.
Ah, yes. We are back on this dump day.
We are. This is the Hey Poopy podcast with
Dave.
and Ellen, and this is episode 108, but it'll always be number 2 to us. And we have a special guest today, Liz Splatt.
Hello. I am so happy to be here. And
Welcome to the show.
Pooper.
absolutely.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you for having me. I can't believe that I was able to just like email and get to talk about one of my true passions.
Yeah, we're
in
pretty
such a way.
we're pretty easy.
Yeah.
Well, it's getting to a point now, Dave, where our list of like upcoming guests is getting kind of long. So like I had somebody contact me today, somebody that I'm really interested in interviewing, and I'm like, I'll put you on the list. I'm sorry, but I might not get to you for like a couple months. And I
waited a few months. I mean,
yeah,
like,
I feel bougie.
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome. Like,
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah, definitely. And worth the wait, you know, this is fun. This is cool.
Well, we appreciate it. Thanks for coming on.
Of course.
And Liz, before we go into who you are, we love to know how you've been pooping recently.
Okay, so this week has been a little weird. I don't know. I feel like I've been a little constipated, but
Ooh.
also then when I'm able to, like whenever I do poop, they're really big and they're really like, you know, they're making a name for themselves.
Wow.
Like the other day, it was so impressive that I like took a picture of it and I sent it to my friend. It was one of those that like looked like a log, you know, it was like a single,
Yeah.
one single poop that was like a log. And so it's just been stuff like that, or it feels like really like everything got out, but then I'll feel constipated like during the day, or not like feel constipated, but just be like, I'm pooping less than normal, but I don't know. I guess also my diet's been a little different. I've been eating a lot more grapes.
Oh.
So.
I love grapes.
Would be good for you.
Right, but that's why I think that it's like is not nothing during the day. I guess it's more like regulated, because I used to just poop anytime, anywhere, you know, like there was no schedule. But now we're on more of a schedule, and I think that that's throwing me off a little bit up here.
Is your
down
schedule
there.
morning, night?
It's typically like evening, you know. Like I used
Oh.
to be a big morning, afternoon, and night pooper. Like I would poop several times a day.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. But now it's like maybe like once or twice a day, and typically in the afternoon, like right when.
But
I'm
it
about
sounds
to
like
work
they're
out.
more quality over quantity, which might,
Definitely.
you know.
Definitely, like it's really like getting the furnace going instead
Nice.
of just like constant like sparks.
Constant
Was
activity.
your like sporadic pooping more like a Bristol 1 to 7, meaning like was it more constipated nuggets or more diarrhea style?
For sure, anywhere in between, because I have IBS, so that's like the big thing that everything's always like weird, and then I'm supposed to be on some kind of like weird diet, but I don't like to do too much. Like I don't do anything that's going to hurt me, but also I can't really like if I start to regulate foods, and I get all like eating disordery, you know, and so I try and avoid that, like telling myself that I can't eat something. But yeah, so the pooping has been everywhere for me. That's why I like talking about it so much. And I really like to just take my time on the toilet, you know, and just like let things flow. But that's how it's been recently, and it's better than it used to be. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, that's good.
And you told us right before we started recording that you ate a burrito, so we're really hoping.
A spicy burrito.
Oh shit.
Whoa.
This is
I
gonna.
put it all on the line for you guys.
Yeah. That pairs well with IBS, right? Spicy burrito.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You gotta throw caution in the wind.
Yeah, you know.
sometimes.
Sometimes you just gotta say
For
fuck
sure. It'll come out. It'll come
Yeah.
out one way or another.
It's like our Sean cartoon where he's like, I ate a burrito, you do the math.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I will do the math.
Yeah, later.
In the toilet.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
on the toilet.
What about you, Ellen? How was your poop spin?
So I have not such an epic check-in, but I have a new thing that happened to me today. Recently, my shitting has been terrible. That I get the urge to shit, and then I sit on the toilet, and it almost feels like it's getting stuck. Like maybe I do need Dr. Evan Goldstein's like Botox in my butthole, because it's like these nuggets are so hard that they don't want to leave, and then I have to push, which we all know pushing is bad, and I have a hemorrhoid problem to begin with. So it's like I'm really fucking like testing fate here. But Dave and I were on a meeting earlier today with our executive producer, and I got real aggro because I've been having a lot of internet drama. Like, it seems like everything on the internet does not want to work for me. Like, I couldn't even log into my electric utility bill. And after all that rage, I literally had the best shit I've had in weeks. And so I want to announce that I had a rage shit.
Cool. That's awesome.
Have we ever heard of a rage shit before?
No, I need to know.
No, I mean,
more. Like, how did that feel?
I mean, it's probably
Fantastic.
it's probably like the reverse of a fear shit where you're just so scared you shit your pants. But a rage shit, yeah, I mean, you know, that's a thing.
I was so angry that I pinched off like multiple fours, Lincoln Log style. Like,
Whoa.
Wow.
Maybe I just need to get pissed off some more.
Yeah, pooped off.
Pooped off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the rage, all the anger just brought it all out of you.
Maybe we need to go back to like let's get shitty so I can like rage shit it out.
Yeah, I mean, we can bring it back. So I went to the bathroom just once today. Pretty uneventful. I just have like normal shits, by the way. I should tell you, Liz. I don't have like these. Ellen has like her shits are like just like you can. It's just like all over the place. Like you can't really set a clock to it or anything. It's just kind of like all right.
For sure.
But mine are just pretty run of the mill. I had like a nice number 5 on the Bristol stool charts this morning, and yeah, nothing to write home about.
Is it? Do you are you on like a schedule? Like, do you have a pooping schedule?
I'm usually like morning, depending on what I do. Maybe one in the afternoon, and probably one before bed or something like that.
I used to hate being a morning shitter because I feel like it was so like I want to take my time on the toilet, and it was just a waste of time. Like I would, you know, because I don't like to be an early riser, but I need time to get everything out.
Gotcha.
But
I like
to you. I mean, live your life.
Yeah, I mean, I hate not going to the bathroom in the morning because then I feel like it's just gonna it just sets the tone for the rest of the day, where I need to get it out. Because there's nothing worse than that feeling of. Although a couple days ago I did feel like I was shitting and like there was still more in there, but I couldn't get it out.
Oh.
But I think it's because I was eating like a little shitty last couple like a few days before, so maybe that was.
Did you get your foot up on the stool?
I tried everything. Nothing really helped. So
you put your foot up on a stool to try and get poop out?
Oh, like a squatty potty thing. I have a little squatty potty thing. Yeah.
Okay.
So that didn't really nothing happened. But I mean now I feel fine. Like it all comes out eventually.
Right.
But that was the closest to feeling backed up I felt in a long time, which is very rare. It usually just keeps coming out.
Well, you're always more looser in the caboose.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you've been having like spicy food shits that have been fucking your shit
up. Yeah, with spicy.
That's gonna be me later.
Yeah, I ate some really spicy Indian food, and I was like, "Oh, this isn't gonna be that bad," and it was no bueno.
I mean, you've woken up in the middle of the night thanks to spicy food.
Yeah, I think anything overly spicy, overly greasy, like just bad food will just rip my shit apart. But this was normal today. Today was like just, you know, whatever. Meat and potatoes.
Nice.
Run of the mill. The mom and pop of shits.
Also, Dave, with your check-in, you should announce that you have your doctor's appointment on the books.
Yeah, getting a colonoscopy. I have to basically wait like a month to talk to this guy. I just gotta go. I gotta get into having an appointment to talk to him. Then I gotta schedule the appointment, which is so annoying.
But you're closer than you were last week.
I mean,
you signed the pledge. Your asshole's gonna get it like explored.
It's so funny. Like, I mean, Liz, real quick, I had to sign this like pledge online that I would sign up for a rectal exam or a colonoscopy. But it's just so funny. I'm like, how are they gonna really check that?
Yeah.
Like no one's gonna. They're like, yeah, I took the pledge. They're like, I don't give a shit. Like,
by your honor, yeah.
Yeah, it's like.
Have both? So you haven't gotten one yet. You haven't gotten.
I've had one like a long time ago.
Right.
I'm in my 20s.
Have you?
I only had a mini one a couple months ago because I was having my hemorrhoid problem.
Just the tip.
So it's that one where they knock you out. They just go up like if your colon is like half of a square, they went only up like 1/3 of my half.
Interesting.
So
I have had a colonoscopy and an anoscopy or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and where they
at
go
the same
down.
time?
Yeah, like the same day. Like they did both of that because like my stuff was all fucked up and they wanted to see. I can cuss, right? Like,
Yes.
Oh yeah, of
I was
course.
about to say, but so yeah, it was all fucked up, and turns out like my colon was totally fine. But I kind of like those things because I'm like, knock me out, like let's like do whatever.
Yeah.
Once I'm
What
knocked
did they
out, I'm not
find?
worried.
Exactly. You're relaxed.
They found nothing, and so that's like the verdict became IBS because IBS doesn't have any like visible things. So like it was like just eliminating until we got to IBS.
Right.
Yeah,
Wow.
but that's good to know, you know.
Yeah.
It's actually I actually have IBS-C, which is like IBS constipation. So some people
That's
like
me.
yeah, it's the worst. It's the worst. I would so much rather have diarrhea than be constipated. And I think
IBS-D.
people- yeah, for sure.
Jesus.
Give me
You're
it.
preaching to the choir.
Yeah.
I didn't realize there was
Real.
those distinctions. I thought it was like,
Yeah, no, I don't think I think IBS is just IBS with diarrhea, but IBS-C is the constipation. I don't think they have IBS-D, but that would be hilarious.
yeah, right.
Um,
IBS. I can't stop liquid shitting. What the fuck?
yeah.
I think that's called like lactose intolerance or something.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
There's plenty of terms.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
get jealous
God.
when I hear about people and they're like, if I eat ice cream, I'm gonna have to shit in within 30 minutes. And I was
I
like, I
know.
wish I had that problem. Like,
Yeah, no,
that
it's
sounds
gonna, like,
awesome.
Firm up, yeah. And
Yeah.
I don't even know what goes on, but it's my body's just like absolutely not. And then I don't know if this is the way it is for you, but like for me, I will like not be able to poop, and then eventually it'll all hit me, and I'll be like, oh, I got to like right now, like no
Get somewhere.
joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It doesn't come out like liquid diarrhea, but it's definitely like it's ready, you know.
Like the dam has been broken.
I know, and it sucks because I'm like, why can't you just come out when I'm feeling you? Like, but and I used to take like some medicine for it, but then I don't know, I just stopped because I felt like it was making it too like liquidy when I would take the medicine,
Hmm.
Yeah.
and that's like a whole problem because then like your butthole, like that's
Yeah.
the thing. That's the thing that like remains spicy after your stomach is spicy. You
Oh
know?
yeah. Been
And
there.
that's like, I hate spicy butthole. Like,
Yeah.
it's the worst.
No, that burning sensation is like just it never ends. You're like, oh
yeah,
my god.
for real. You guys ever had that at work where you're like butthole is spicy at work?
We both work from home, so
Oh, always?
Yeah.
Have you guys always worked from home?
Nah, I used to work in an office for like years.
But did you
I mean,
ever have that
I'm
happen?
sure it definitely probably did happen. I mean, there's no way it didn't. I mean, we went on
Right,
tons of
right.
like work lunches where we probably ate like
Right.
shit, and I mean,
Yeah,
most likely I probably would have gone home.
I work at a grocery store, and so I'll just be like doing that power walk, that like food power walk through
Yeah.
the aisles, you know? And I'm like, got a blast! like,
Oh my god, yeah. I remember when I did work in an office, like having to go to the bathroom, and that was like just a kiss of death because it was the men's room was like the smallest room ever. It only had 2 stalls, and the unwritten rule was like you never, if you saw a pair of feet down there, like you never went in. You waited until they left, and we'd have these guys from our other office come in and like taking a shit, and this dude just drops the deuce, like sits right next to me, like in the stall. And I'm like. And I'm like, I almost said to him while in mid shit, like, what are you doing, man? Like, we don't
if
do
you
this
gotta
here.
Go, you gotta go.
No.
You don't want him
Yeah.
to sit his pants.
That's his
No,
problem. He can
I
wait.
don't know, man. I'm on homeboy's side. I personally would not mind if somebody was shitting right next to
Oh,
me. Like, I'm
No.
real cool with it. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Like, you gotta get it done.
Oh
I
no.
never want to stop anybody's flow if they gotta go.
For sure.
Oh, I wait.
Because this is because we're constipated. We get it.
Yeah.
Like, if
Yeah.
you gotta go, you gotta get it. Like, you might not have the luxury in 30 minutes. Like, you really might. So,
Oh my
Megan
God.
knows me. I shit everywhere. Like
yeah.
sometimes I can't shit at home, but I'll be at the grocery store and nature calls, and it's gonna
For
happen.
sure.
So
I was listening to, my boyfriend has a podcast as well. Like, we're all comics and we're all doing this thing. And somebody brought up the topic of like, do you guys shit at a girl's house? Like, if you're having sex with them, like, and some of them were like, no, I'm not going to do that at all. And I was like, what are you saying? Like, you're in a home, you know, like, I feel like I'm less likely to shit. I mean, really nowhere. Like, you couldn't get me to not shit anywhere, but in the middle of like a gas station, like where it's really weird looking in there and stuff, I might be more hesitant. I'm still going to, but Like at somebody's home, of course I'm gonna shit every single time. He's like, not if she's super hot, bro. This wasn't my boyfriend, of course, but some dude was saying that, and I was like, the hotness of the woman does not match the hotness of the poop. Like,
Yeah.
it has to come out of you. People are weird about that, so I'm glad to
No,
hear
but
somebody
also
else is
like
like me.
when you have doo-doo on deck, are you really going to be able to like have sex properly? Like,
Yeah,
how can you get it
Hell
up
yeah.
when there's
It's a
turds
guy.
in the
Yeah, of
chamber?
course. He's like,
yeah.
I mean, if someone's like, I gotta take a shit, but we're gonna do it after, she's like, yeah, okay, that's cool. He's like, yeah, okay, let's make it happen. I mean, I gotta
Yeah.
say, like, if I was like in the initial stages of like dating someone, I mean, I'm married, so it doesn't matter now. I just shit in front of my
Right.
wife all the time. But if
Beautiful.
if I were single and I was, interested in somebody and like I really liked him, I think I might. It all depends, because like if it's something that's gonna be just, I know is gonna be horrible. Like I might be like, I gotta go because I don't think I can just do it. Like if I mean, just getting the first maybe month or so, getting to know somebody. But after that, after you kind of, after the
I'm
first
just-
time, fuck it. Then it's
Yeah.
all, whenever
I
you
get
finally do
that.
shit, then
That's
it's just like,
probably the
it's
more-
on.
It's probably the better way to be, honestly, but I'm just not that way. But that's probably like the more sane way to exist.
I mean, I wouldn't.
respect that.
If a woman was in my apartment and we were like trying to like we were hooking up and all that stuff and she had to take a shit, I wouldn't be freaked out about it. I mean, personally, I wouldn't do it, but like at least like okay, cool, she's okay with that. Like, she's down.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you know what I mean? Like
Sure.
if you don't have that information, it's kind of hard to gauge.
Yeah.
Okay, but Dave, if a girl, you're back in your single days, a girl was like, you're about to hook up, and she's like, wait, I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta shit it out first. And then you went to the bathroom afterwards, and it didn't smell, but you also noticed there were no baby wipes, no bidet, like no real way to clean up after that mess. Would you still hook up with her?
I would like to think the person I'm with would know how to use fucking toilet paper.
Yeah,
if there's
well,
nothing
they-
available, yeah. But I mean,
Yeah, but like dingleberries happen to some savage.
I mean,
people
look,
out there.
I'm just gonna
That might
say-
be a turn off.
you just said if it didn't smell that bad. I'm like, how bad could that shit have been? If it smelled like really bad
Yeah.
and like they look like there was nothing going on, I might have a pause, but I don't know. If she was
Yeah.
like, hey, let's do this, I'm like, all right, fuck it. Like, let's
I'll
do
tell you
Corn
this.
dog.
I'll tell you this. When my current boyfriend first came over, and at the time we were just like fucking, and he first came over to my house, maybe like the second time he had come over, we had just gone to the comedy club around here, and I ate chicken tenders that like these kind, the kind of feeling where you're like,
Yep. One bite, you're like, oh shit.
yeah, for sure. Like, I know, I think I finished like 2 or 3 tenders, and then I texted the other guy who got chicken tenders, and I was like, I know you have to be feeling what I was feeling. And he was like, we're in trouble. And so we both, like, my now boyfriend and I get to my house, and I'm like, he smokes a cigarette outside. I'm like, I'm gonna be gone. And I text him like from the bathroom. I live in a studio apartment, so it's not like there's like any space to try and hide from the situation. And I text him being like, you can chill wherever you'd like, but this is about to go the fuck down. Like, there's no way out of this.
You're a comic talking to another comic. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like comics that doesn't like, it's just like fodder
In the
for
real
like
world, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just like
wouldn't go
I can
down
use
like
for a
that.
bit. I mean, not that you're thinking that, but it's like it's like whatever. Like you already bridged the
yeah.
gap of like.
Yeah, and my life is already on the stage, and that's just. But that, again, I feel like that's just who I am because of all of my pooping issues that I've had. That I'm like, look, dude, this just has to get done. And also, I have like a ongoing thing on my Instagram where I do toilet bowl talks. So like I'll like put the phone up to where like I'm sitting on the toilet, and I'm like my pants are down and everything. Like you can't see like my vagina or anything, but like I'm
you're
just
going to
talking
the
from
bathroom.
toilet. Exactly. So like I'm not at all private about the bathroom.
Right.
It makes no sense to me. Like, it makes no sense to me why people are so private about it. So
I
like
see.
grossed out.
I would like to think that the person, if I was single and I was dating someone or trying to date someone or whatever, just messing around, that person is probably not uptight about a lot of things. Like, you wouldn't just like, but I mean, if you're like dating someone or you're kind of interested in someone who's like really like got a tight ass about all kinds of stuff, then you just know you're like, I'm not going to take a shit at this person's house because they're going to be like, ew. So I think it's just like that person that you just get rid of that person anyway.
It's
Yeah,
a good way to weed them out.
Yeah, I mean, like,
absolutely.
but I will say though, like, in the beginning, I would like to keep a little bit of that stuff because, like, there is nothing worse than a silent apartment and someone's like, someone's out there and you're taking like the wickedest shit, and all you hear is like the sounds and there's no you're trying to be all coy about it and like not to like let it really blast off.
Yeah.
You try flushing the toilet. I've done it so many times. Turn the faucet on. Nothing works. So
Yeah, you gotta turn the TV on or something.
It's just
like,
embarrassing.
Not just the faucet.
yeah, so this girl's out there getting sexy and you're like taking a shit and she hears that. It's just like, come on. I mean, no one's gonna be into that.
No, I will say I was more nervous like when my boyfriend was here, and I was like most of the time if it was just a person, like, but I like this person, so I was like lighting a candle and like trying to like get things under control, because this wasn't just like a like a weird everyday kind of poop. It was like I ate something fucked up and this is reacting. And in the car where like your lip almost starts to sweat and stuff.
I mean, number one, you gotta have if I was single, I mean, the second I get home, I'm lighting a candle in that bathroom. Like that just goes without saying. That's gonna happen. So at least there's like no like residual leftover smell. Fuck it. Like you can't have
candle.
So
I was gonna say at the very least, all these guys that your boyfriend's male friends who are on this podcast, they should carry matches on them at all times. Like, because shit happens,
True,
At least the matches are small, it's easy, makes the smell go away.
Right, for sure. I mean, I agree. I think they should just kind of get it together and shit and say la vie, like that's the way it should be. But not everybody has the blessing. Yeah, everybody poops. Even that really hot girl takes
totally
dumps.
Completely.
Like Rihanna has shit herself, like to the point of exhaustion before.
Yeah,
and that's what we all need to remember.
Yeah. I will go back and still stand by that. Most guys do not care about if some girl's shitting in their apartment. They're gonna be like, yeah, I'm getting laid tonight. I mean,
where do you think?
Unless they're gonna shit on me, that could be a problem. I don't want that. I don't want that. But I mean, like, if they're somewhat clean and just like like a normal person, then there's no problem. There's no problem.
Let me say, right after I had the gnarly chicken tenders experience, like we definitely had sex that night.
See,
like, there was no, and I don't have baby wipes or a bidet or whatever you were saying. I lit the candle, wiped my butt, took like a breather, and then we definitely ended up having sex that night. Like that wasn't in the
Well, I'm
cards
just checking, like the vagina is so close to the butthole, like you really have to like be like, okay, like there was a meme that I posted once that I thought was hilarious. It was like, it's funny that a good looking face is the only prerequisite you need to put your mouth on where somebody pees.
Mm.
That is when you break it down like that.
I mean, we're fucking animals. Like, I just think that, like, as long as the person's somewhat clean, I mean, it's just, I'd like to think the person I'm hooking up with knows how to wipe their ass somewhat. Like,
It's a litmus test on how, like.
And if it smelled real bad, I'm like, you know what? I'm not feeling it. You have ways of getting out of that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's true.
You have an out.
Yeah, that's true.
And so, Liz, now that we went into this epic check-in, we need to also find out who you are as a person.
I don't think we know who Liz is. We don't.
We know you're a comedian. Is there anything else that the audience needs to know?
I'm currently in my last semester of college. So that's, thank God. But I'm also a podcaster. I have a podcast called Dumpster Thriving Podcast. It's cool. Check us out. My co-caster, Monica Young, she's been in the podcast game for a minute, but this is like her new adventure and stuff in podcasting. And I'm just like this virgin podcaster that just getting around. And then other than comedy and that and running around the grocery store trying to take a shit, that's really all I do.
Right. All right.
My whole life.
I like it.
And you don't live in the New York City area, right?
No, I live in Dallas, Texas. Like,
okay,
that's Dallas Fort Worth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Been to Dallas many a time.
Mm-hmm.
Not in a long time, but yeah.
It's a cool place.
It's a city. Actually,
it's fine.
I got one of my favorite artists I found at this amazing thrift store, record store, Dolly Python. Is that what it's called?
Dolly Python. I've definitely heard of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm talking about this. Maybe I'll edit this out of the show. I don't know. But I found this painting for like nothing. And like this guy is like my new favorite artist right now. So
Nice.
yeah, Dallas is pretty
Nice.
cool.
Yeah, it's I feel like it's more cool than people give it credit for, but it's certainly like I've been here my whole life, so I'm like, eventually we're getting the fuck out.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Eventually we gotta see what else. And it seems like, at least for comedy right now, the next move for me will be like Austin, Texas, and then I would love to eventually just like spend time in New York, but I'd want to feel more financially secure than I do now. Yeah.
There's a lot of comedians up here for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And that's like one thing. It would be so much more like competition. And the other thing is like how like the rent, from what I've heard and just what I've seen, is like,
Yeah.
how do people do this? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, roommates.
Yeah, for
a
sure.
A lot of my comedian friends have a lot of roommates.
Yeah, that would have to get done for sure.
So yeah, but it'll happen.
Yeah,
You'll get there.
it'll work itself out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's kind of the gist of things.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you want us to ask you some questions, or do you have stories for us?
I bet if you ask questions, the stories will come. But right now, I'm, shit-minded, I guess you could say.
You're an open book or an open butthole. So
Yeah, exactly. I'm an open butthole, but my mind is constipated of thoughts. So,
Well, then let's start off with our most controversial question.
ooh.
What kind of toilet paper do you use, and do you put it on the roll over or under?
Okay, so first off, I just want to preface all of these questions with saying I'm going to be fully honest, and I don't want judgment. But
This is
if I
a
get it,
non-judge.
that's
This
fine.
is a judge-free zone. Trust me.
Okay, I'm just saying to any listeners, this is my life. This is how I choose to live it under the circumstances. So with the toilet paper, if I have just balling out kind of money on me, where I'm like, I just got paid, ran out of toilet paper, Charmin. For sure, Charmin. I'm going Ultra Plus, double ply, whatever.
Wow.
But I'm going to do all of it. But if I can't, then I'm just really going to get whatever is around. What I don't like is the stuff that is like fake thick. I would rather have like a thin ply than have something that's like fake and it's going to
bootleg Sherman.
It's like all of these like crumblies all over
Yeah.
my vagina.
It's like linty.
Yeah.
Yeah, all over my vagina. And I'm like, I'd rather have something rough, like a paper towel.
It looks like you got a cast removed.
Yeah, for sure. It's disgusting. But yeah, what was the second part of that question?
Over or under?
Oh yeah, I remember you guys sent me these questions. I was like going over with my boyfriend where I was like, which way do I? I started like doing it. But I guess my question to you guys is, do you mean like how do I pull the toilet paper?
No,
Or how
do
do
you
I
hang
wipe?
it on the roll where it
Yeah,
cascades
over.
over,
Okay.
or does it cascade under?
Over.
Over.
For sure. And then
That's why it's controversial. A lot of people are very staunch on exactly how they feel about that.
Right. Yeah. People, I think that's even been in some toilet paper commercials, but I will also say I wipe underhanded. Like I go under my butt, you know what I mean? And then like I go under my butt and then I'm like, here's the, I want to vocalize it and not use my cause it's a podcast, but like I go under my butt from the back, but then I start at the front as my vagina.
You wipe front to back.
Yeah, front to back, of course. Like I'm not a psychopath, but I feel like a lot of people just reach their hand in and go front to back through the front.
If you have a vagina, that's awful.
Yeah, it's rough.
You can't. I have a friend of mine who admitted to me because her torso is too long that she has to wipe back to front. And I go, there's poo-poo in your vagina.
Yeah. Yeah,
And she
no.
goes,
Or it's
"No,
right
no,
next.
I
It's
know
like
how
at the front door at least.
Yeah. She's like, no, I know how to cut it off. And I'm like, nuh-uh.
Yeah,
nuh-uh.
no, that's.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, I don't trust that. I'm praying for the girl. But do you get what I'm saying about how like I go underhanded to get there? Okay,
Yeah.
I just want to because I feel like I've been judged for that before. But
Why?
I don't know. People think that it's like, why lift myself? That's the argument I've gotten is like, I'm putting in too much physical labor into it.
So you're
But
like
really-
kind of half standing?
Yeah, I'm like half standing to where I'm like lifting up just so my hand can fit under me.
Yeah,
And then,
I get it.
yeah. But what I don't like about just coming straight in from the front of between my legs is that then I'm like elbow deep in puss, you know? It's like my forearm is like just split, like, and that's a weird. I don't like it.
Maybe those haters. Maybe that's like a Texas hater thing.
For real, it has to be.
If it was like East Coast, no one would give you like any shit on the East Coast about
For
that.
sure. So much more zen and liberal. It's the fucking
Oh my god.
conservatives.
Oh yeah, right. God damn.
Oh my god, that'd be so funny. Like, we should find a bunch of conservatives to find out like how they wipe, and watch a bunch of them are just barbaric about their wiping.
Yeah, they're just like wiping. What's wiping? Like,
That's why they're so angry. They don't wipe properly.
Yeah. Walk
have
around
itchy
sandy
buttholes.
cheeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a constant itchy butthole. I'm like, God damn it.
Oh my god.
Fucking.
Liz, what is your first memory as a kid of poops or farts or both?
That's such a good question. I guess I can't remember. Like, I feel like it was all pretty smooth and chill for a while. I remember being in like, no, I think my first memory would have to be I once got like food poisoning from Super Salad, and I'll call them out. They can come and see me if they have a problem with me bashing their name.
Is that a company? Is that a restaurant? Super Salad?
Yeah, it's I guess they died now or something, but like they used to, and like, thank God, by the way, it was just like a buffet. There was like a salad and then soup. You'd get like pizza or like, I don't know, like it was a very strange place, and it was definitely like a creation for bacterial issues, you know. And so I got some freaking stomach thing there, and then like an hour later it was like full body sweats, like, just like not able. Kid? I was like 9, like I guess maybe 10.
God.
And I was just like totally, and I was with my aunt and my grandfather. My aunt doesn't have kids. My grandfather is a grandfather, so he's like, I'm not trying to do all this. And, and my little sister, who picked out the restaurant, by the way, and always have beef with her because of that. And I remember they took me to a gas station because they were like, we got to get her water, or like go to the bathroom. And I was sitting on the side of the like on the, you know, the sidewalk basically, and I just shot myself like right there on the, and I remember having no fucks about it. Like I couldn't care less. I was just kind of like, okay, who's gonna deal with this now? Like, I can't, like, and my aunt was just like, oh my God, like we went there, and I don't know how she ended up. I remember I didn't go in the car with like poopy butt, but somebody cleaned me up and stuff. Yeah, sorry, my cat just tried to destroy my life just now. But yeah. So that's my first like real memory of being like, okay, rocky roads ahead, you know? Like
Think it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah.
I love that you can remember your first shit your pants story.
Yeah, well, that's my only shit my pants story, to be real with you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, how old are you?
I was like 10.
So how old are you now?
Oh, I'm 23.
Yeah.
Now.
You've got a long road.
Oh yeah, you got a really long way to go, my dear. Let me tell you this. I was confident when I was 23
Absolutely.
in my shitting, and then like later on, you're like,
whoa,
it gets different.
How many times have you guys shot your pants?
I mean, as an adult,
Whoa.
like, you know, I guess.
Yeah.
As an adult, like,
maybe.
what did I say? 3 times? Yeah.
I've had one epic time, one time in my apartment more recently, and then like some smaller shart type situation.
I've had a shart.
Yeah, shart
I've
stuff,
had a shart
yeah.
in my car.
Yeah.
Before.
Sharts I still think are close to, it's not a full load.
Yeah,
but
nothing
like,
will be as full as that load. Like
Yeah.
nothing.
I had one super full load in
Mhm.
my life.
And what was like, were you sick?
No, it was thanks to some fiber pills mixed with a lot of fruit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a bad combo. But I was in public. It wasn't like shitting yourself at home. It's awful.
Yeah.
But at least you're like close to the area to clean up. If you shit yourself in public with strangers watching you, is a total next level shit yourself. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Where you have no
for
way of
sure.
cleaning up.
the humiliation.
Yeah.
They can smell the shit and the fear and the.
I mean,
Absolutely.
thankfully mine happens like about 18 years ago. So I was able to, there was like cell phones weren't as crazy, you know,
Ooh, yeah.
people weren't as,
Could have been traumatic. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing. Technology has ruined the shitting in. I mean, not that like shitting in public is great, but it's just like nowadays anybody could be like, "Oh my god, the person's shitting,"
Yeah.
and like now you're on some fucking
Or
website.
I remember when I was I think I was like brand new in high school or something. There was this girl was on Tosh.0 that went to a local like high school around me. And she, it was called Pooey Suey. I never knew her, but somebody, I guess, put either dog or human feces on her face at a party when she passed out.
Oh no,
Yeah.
that's fucked
Yeah,
up.
she was on like Tosh.0. I think she's probably doing fine now, but you know, will have forever
Oh, it's horrible.
changed her life.
People
yeah.
are the fucking worst.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, that would have only that wouldn't have spread like that, like to Tosh.0
Exactly.
if nobody took a picture of it.
I mean,
I even feel bad like bringing it up now, but I'm like,
yeah, no, I know what you mean. Like I'm
Yeah.
of a certain age where I didn't have a cell phone when I was that age, and just the stuff that you can get away with, or like you know, you would never get past the two people that might have been around you, or any, you know, if you're alone. So nowadays it's
sure.
like everything's like fucking recorded. It's like crazy.
yeah, and
Which
and
is
it's
a
like,
blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
yeah, for sure, because you want the like if you're doing something where like getting that publicity is important, then that's good. But then it's like I've heard some comic talking about, you know, you don't want to be forever held to the things that you say when you're 20. Like, you know, and I think about that now as I like tweet and stuff. I'm like, this is funny, but what about when I'm like have a family, you know? Like that'll be worrisome.
Or just, yeah, I mean, like,
and also I feel like it's a blessing and a curse because thanks to being able to record stuff in our pockets, like Harvey Weinstein went to jail, but and like thanks to like cameras being everywhere, if there is a mad shitter out there, we can catch them. But when you have a personal accident in public, you don't want the world's
well, yeah, you have
you.
there's like investigative and like justice versus like just being a flagrant asshole who's like, you know, taking pleasure in someone else's misery that, like, you know, it didn't ask to be fucking like recorded, like that kind of shit.
Sure.
Like, you know, so
yeah, it should be fairly obvious. Which one you're doing.
But it is weird though, like just the like where we are now in society as far as that stuff goes, like that you just can't really take a shit. You can't shit your pants like a normal person and just like
come on. Fucked up.
clean yourself up and go home. No. You just have to stop what you're doing and literally leave the situation. Doesn't matter what you're doing.
For
you're
sure,
like, I need to go right fucking now.
For sure. It's disgusting, yeah.
What is your favorite products that you use to help you poop? Anything from sprays, matches, stools, bidets?
I saw
something
this
we've
question.
never heard of.
The thing is, I just kind of, I guess, again, like, I'm not proud of all of my answers, but I think it'd just be my phone. Like, I'm just like on there vibing. And I know that you're not supposed to sit on the toilet for a while. And I also have like a hemorrhoid issue, but I really like being on the toilet. And it's a problem. I could probably be a little bit on like my strange addictions about it, but like I just love like going in there and like chilling out. And
I mean, you're making videos on the toilet, so you love being on the toilet.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, and I think it's like, it's funny and it's like edgy, you know, because like what's the big deal? Like, look at me, you know? So yeah, I mean, I'd say my phone, I don't have a squatty potty or anything. I have been definitely like thinking about investing as soon as possible. But other than that, I've been seeing those bidets, but I think eventually I'd probably get a bidet, but right now I'm like, I'm not even out of college. Like, I just feel like that I'm a kid. Like I'm just a kid and I don't need a bidet.
You just gotta keep stay wild out there. And then
yeah, for sure. I gotta have something in my youth.
I'm surprised you're not doing this interview from the toilet for how much you're boasting about being on there.
That I regret everything. Honestly, I just came from the burrito. It would have been so great to just get it rolling. Oh my God, I could have been pooping as we were on. That's wild.
Another next
I
time.
regret everything. Next time. Best believe if
We'll
you guys have you back.
Take notes.
Best believe.
Gold.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
that's
for
hilarious.
sure.
Yeah,
Put that
Yeah.
one on your vision board.
yeah.
For sure. Dang.
Oh,
And I'll have to
God.
eat something like very specific to make sure it's like a great poop for you guys.
Yeah.
You know?
That'd be lovely.
Yeah.
It sounds like your burrito grape combination.
Not the
Well,
burrito
really-
again. That's gonna be the burrito was a adventure in itself. But
And
maybe
that's
like
and I can imagine like a Texan burrito is fully loaded. Like that shit is like
yeah.
that's not the bullshit you get like here
And it
sometimes.
was a hot chicken burrito.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
with like potato.
Hot chicken.
Let me go ahead and shout them out. It's this place, Boca 31, right by. Like, it's in Denton. Everybody knows it in Denton. Like, it's my friend Tony is the chef, and it's like a great restaurant. But I got like one of their last ones, and it was so fucking spicy, y'all. And I cannot handle a lot of spice.
Oh,
so
this is gonna
not-
be. You're gonna have
Yeah.
to text us or email us and see how that went.
Absolutely. I'll send a picture for sure. No
Oh
problem.
my
I
god!
don't mind seeing the picture, but Dave needs the consent.
Okay.
In this particular case, yes, please send the picture because I kind of gotta know about the spicy.
And I'll send a picture of the burrito before
Yeah.
and then
Yes.
the burrito after.
Exactly.
That would be great.
We also would like to know the timeline. Like, you know, when you eat the
Oh,
burrito
okay.
at like 1 p.m., does it come out of you at 6 p.m.? Like,
Yeah,
tell
I'll let
us
you know.
exactly
Yeah, please.
how
I won't
quickly
know
it
the
works.
answer.
We need
Yeah,
forensic
for sure.
accounting.
Oh, and it should be mentioned that I'm also on my period right now, which
Oh.
makes poops a little more crazy.
Yeah,
So
it's the prostaglandin.
yeah, for sure. Wait, what?
It's a hormone in our body called prostaglandin.
Ooh, that's
And
what
that's
it
what
is.
gives you period shits. Yeah. It's the same hormone that's why period cramps and like diarrhea cramps feel so similar, because the
Ah.
actual hormone is in our uterine lining that's in our colon.
I
and
did
it's
not
called
know that.
Holy
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's absolutely the perfect reaction for how I'm feeling. I'm glad to know that because I always was curious, and I personally like period poops as long as they're not like as long as they don't have a busy day. Like I like a big poop. So
Yeah.
I'll let you guys know. But if it is a little too bloody in the toilet, I'm not gonna send it.
Gotcha.
Poop.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna hold back.
That's fun.
You know, maybe this is a overnighter,
Yeah.
and we're done with the period.
Yeah.
now then.
It's
So
an overnighter.
right.
Yeah, let it marinate.
Maybe I'll draw it. I'll draw.
Oh
it
my god, that'd be even funnier.
And that's what I'll do.
It's just like a
That's what
kid's
I'll
drawing with scribble. Just like
do.
it's like
It just like has like an X.
yeah.
I want like a courtroom drawing, you know, like the professional
Yeah. Sketch
I will
artist.
Do my absolute best.
Please
forensic.
bring it.
Yeah.
Right.
Bring it.
Right.
Oh my
I will do my
God.
best.
Okay, Liz, our favorite question. Bristol 7, diarrhea, hot mud butt coming out of your ass.
Mhm.
And we know that this is what happened to you as a kid, but
Mhm.
what if it happens right now? No toilet in sight. Are you going to shit in your pants or somewhere on the ground? Floor versus pants.
You know, I for sure want to say that it would be on the ground. Like, I want to say that I would have the foresight to pull down my pants and like do that because I wouldn't give a fuck. Because like anybody that sees me poop would be like, oh yeah, that was the best move. And then I just gotta like, you know, like I'll deal with the social issue later. But like, I think that I would be too nervous to pull down my pants. I'm glad you're asking me this question because now if it ever does happen, I probably would pull down my pants. But I think that I think I'd probably shit my pants. Knowing me, like I'd be too nervous to just pull them down in
Yeah.
front of everybody.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
look, that's a hard move if you're in a crowded area. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. Crowded area, that would be wild. And can't you get like arrested for shitting in public? Like,
probably.
Yeah. Wow, that sucks.
I mean, I think
So-
each state might have different rules. Like New York City just passed a law that you can't shit in the subway. Like just passed it in the past 6 months.
That feels so late to pass that.
Yeah. You would have thought that would have been on the books already.
I bet they, in like their defense, they were probably like, we didn't know we had to make that a law. Like
Yeah.
Oh no, they did. They
shitting-
knew.
They knew.
Also,
Yeah.
I got to say, like, I mean, I've been to Subway in a minute, but I mean, I'm sure that law is just not, it's totally disrespected. There's no way people are still shitting left and right.
How often are people shitting in the subway?
A lot. Well, there's a lot of homeless
Enough
people.
No, but enough that we've had multiple stories of it.
Yeah.
But not just homeless people. We had Mickey from Tushy's
I mean,
sister.
all kinds, but I mean,
Ginger, like witnessed a guy doing
Yeah.
it. Like,
I mean, it does look, I've been on the subway where you're like, oh my God, I need to get to this next station or it's going to be a nightmare. And you know, it's not fun because it's always, it's like Murphy's Law. Like, it's like the second you feel that and then like this train just stops. It's like, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, we are stopped in this station. There's train traffic ahead. And then you're just like, you want to kill yourself. Packed train.
Yeah. I guess I'm thinking of it from like a privileged like Texas person thing. Cause I'm like, okay, there have been times in my car where I'm like, I could shit my pants in my car right now. And then with the stress of having other people around and not being in control of the like vehicle, I could see myself shitting in that situation. Yeah. But that's still wild. I feel like the fear in me of like traumatizing another human being by shitting in front of them, I would just throw up, you know?
Yeah.
And then it would go out the other way.
Here's the thing about living in New York City that I think a lot of people, I mean, people that probably live in big metropolitan areas can kind of like all like, you know, rally behind, but it's just like you see stuff that you only read about or like hear about. Like you just, it's just like, you know, and it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. Like you're just going to see shit that you're like, whoa, I cannot believe I just saw that person like, take a shit in the middle of a staircase or fucking wipe their ass with pizza. Which we've heard.
That's what I was just about to say, Dave. We had a guest on once who told us about their mother just showing up at the train station and they saw a homeless guy taking a shit in the sidewalk and everybody's like, yeah, that's New York. Like nobody blinks an eye. But then she was like, but he wiped his butt with a slice of pizza.
Yeah.
And it's like
but see my
Shut
thing
the fuck up.
And then
first off, isn't that worse than like just walking around mud butt, you know?
Well, see, I think
now you have pizza sauce, possibly pepperoni residue on your butthole.
Well, the other qualifier with this is like people always forget like people that are doing that are probably mentally ill and homeless. And we don't ever talk about, we don't ever address, no one ever fucking wants to address like, how did we get like this? Like that person shouldn't be wet. I mean, they shouldn't be wiping their ass with a piece of pizza, but it shouldn't be around like just walking around where that's an option. Like they should, you know, but whatever. That's a whole society thing. But I mean, that's the thing with New York. It's just like you will. I mean, look, if you ever move here, trust me, you're gonna be like, you're just gonna be like, and it's gonna make you harder. It's gonna make you
a true New Yorker until you either know somebody or seen somebody shit. And I'm not talking about any animal shit.
Yeah, of course.
It is human shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I remember I was in Chicago visiting my brother, and obviously like they're totally different cities, but still it's like
it's a metropolitan
from a
area.
Dallas perspective, Dallas is a big city, but Chicago and New York are like the big dogs, you know? And like LA, I guess. But we were there for like a week. The first day I'm there, I'm like, I walked downstairs, I'm like, I'm going to Second City, this is gonna be so much fun. And this homeless guy just walks out full dick out. Like full dick. And I was like, oh! In Texas, like you have just sinned, like you are going to jail. Like Texas just doesn't. I feel like it's because it's more spread out here that there's more like room for like, okay, here's your Southern hospitality. Like don't shit on the street.
Also, you're in a car. I mean, like we have mass transit. It's just like again, if you're out, if you're just like destitute, you have nowhere to live. People go into the suburbs. It's warm. You know, it's just like in the winter. So it's like, that's where a lot of people live that don't have places to live. And, you know, they got to go to they got to take a shit.
Yeah.
People are, I mean, I remember it was pretty gnarly. This one woman on the L train here in New York, long time ago. That was like her route where she'd go and ask for money. And at one point, now I had just missed this apparently, but she had taken her tampon out and was flinging it around on the fucking, And this lady, and I've seen this lady so many times. And it's like, what do you do? It's like, and it happens like, you know, it's, again, like I'm new in town. I'm from Dallas, and you know, I'm going to do a set on the, you know, I'm going through my routine. or whatever, and then all of a sudden you're like, you see that, and then you're like, well, fuck that. This is
That is so funny. I mean, at least it wasn't a Diva Cup, first off. But yeah, no, that would be horrifying. However, I think that like, and this wouldn't be the case for everybody. I think for me, I'd be like, here we are, like we're in the city. You know?
I think everybody should. And my theory in life is, I think everyone should live in a crazy area at least once in their life for like a while to see that like not everything is the same, you know.
Right.
We
For
all
sure.
have like,
That's how I feel.
and it really does like make you like, if you can handle someone shitting on the street. I mean, not that I want to see that, but it's like, and it's very New York. You see this and you're like, whatever. That's Tuesday. Like it just wipes from your mind like instantly. That's how you know you're a true fucking jaded New Yorker.
Are you really saying like whatever when you see that?
Sometimes.
Or are you like,
because you're usually in a hurry.
Well, I'm gonna give you, Liz, and any listener out there some advice. If you ever visit or live in New York City, if you go down in the subway and all of a sudden the subway comes and you're standing on the platform and it's full car, full car, full car, and one of the cars seems empty, do not go into that empty car ever. There's probably a homeless person that smells like shit in there, or there's shit in there. It's like there's no such thing as an available empty car.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, like it's like a hot yoga session in there. There's usually the heat is cranked the fuck up. Yeah. So don't ever.
That's a good note.
That's like a rookie mistake.
Switch cars while it's going, right?
No, not
anymore. Not anymore. You used to.
You're on the platform. Like I mean, we've even heard stories about people who like sat down in somebody else's shit because they were like available seat, and you don't even look.
Yeah.
So you always have to look.
That would be the line for me. If I sat in somebody else's shit, I'm going home. The rest of the day is done. Like,
that one. I mean, even I've been living in New York for a long time. That one would fuck me up for a couple days.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
for sure. I feel like I keep reliving it.
Yeah, if you see a full car with an available seat, there's something wrong with that seat.
Yeah,
and some New Yorkers will warn you. They'll be like, no.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I will say, like, of all the horror stories people talk about New York and everything, not being friendly, it's actually people are very helpful. They'll be like, don't sit there, man. There's shit there.
Yeah.
You know? So I think that reputation is bullshit.
Yeah.
It's just that everybody's in a hurry. So that's where the jadedness comes in. You're like, that's human shit. I don't got time to think about that because I got to get to work or I got to get to my thing. So you just kind of throw, rub it. But it does, you're going to see it. It's going to be crazy.
Wow.
But then at the same time, as I always say, if you're not allowing people to shit on the subway, what is the answer to this problem? Why aren't there more public bathrooms for homeless people or just anybody who has got mud butt, like
for sure.
There needs to be a solution to the problem, not just you're going to get a ticket for shitting on the subway.
Yeah. Well, this country is very good at not taking care of its citizens.
Yes, 100%.
We're very good at like sort of like, you deal with it. Like what?
Yeah.
But anyway,
with what? What do we do?
Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
They're like, I don't know. You figure it out. Great.
Here's more shit.
Yeah. Oh, I so wish you were moving to New York now so I could like check in like later on and be like, so
it's gonna be a minute.
Keep us posted.
Y'all.
Yeah, please let us know.
Oh my gosh, this has been a lot of fun. I'm so glad. This could have gone any way, I guess, but yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Well, we're just about done. We have
do you have any other stories, Liz?
Okay, so I shot my pants. I mean, I guess the only other like big shit thing was, so I am actually a Hodgkin's lymphoma survivor. I had cancer when I was 19.
Oh shit! Wow.
And
congrats.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, it was obviously like what I always say in my stand-up is like 0 out of 10 would not recommend, but like
0 out of 10.
It sucked, but it was the only like the thing that really changed my whole shitting life was the chemo had a really bad reaction to my body the first round, and I didn't shit for a month and a half.
Wow. How is that possible?
Month and a half. My colon was just getting fuller and fuller.
Oh no.
It was
How are you still alive?
Yeah, so I went to the hospital and they started like doing the enemas. They were doing I was on obviously like pain control, but then that makes you more constipated, So like they're doing enemas. I was drinking Miralax like 3-4 times a day.
Oh my
like
God.
on schedule, trying to do everything. And so after a while, I was like, okay, well, if I have to, like, I'm just going to stop taking the pain medication and just so I can try and get less constipated. Because the issue was it just, like, wouldn't move. Like, everything was full. And then it got to a point where I was just like, I just started throwing up all the time.
Yeah.
Like, anytime I ate, I was just throwing up and I couldn't eat. And I was just like, it was because it has to come out somehow, you know? And so then I went to the bathroom and I was like, I'd maybe been off pain medication for like 2 days or something like that. And, you know, I'd been having like enema after enema and like where the thing where is that an enema where they put the tube up your butt and they like push water through, you know?
Like a colonic.
Yeah, something like that. And so like they're just doing all of it plus the Miralax, which is like an intense laxative for people who don't know. And so I'm in the bathroom and I just like, I'm going for it, put full finger up the butt. I'm just like moving around up there, just like, because in my heart, I knew I was going to poop that day. Like I was just it had to happen, you know?
Or you would have died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
say if you haven't shit in 6 weeks, you can die from that.
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, I was like, none of me was like worried about dying because I was like, I'm right here in the hospital. Yeah. But I like couldn't walk. Like I was just like, I had to get help from like for anything, and I couldn't eat. Like I was on like a tube thingy. And so I put my finger up my butt and I was like moving it around and stuff. And then the perfect little poop emoji comes out of my butt. And then the rest was just like liquid ocean. Like, everything else was just like
the dam broke.
I guess it had been like sitting there for so long that it was like perfect little soft serve. And then like, and I looked at it and I was like, guys, I like told my whole family, I was like, I pooped. And then the rest was like oceans, like don't go chasing waterfall vibes, like just like
tidal wave
endlessly. And I mean, like it was so funny. Like all the nurses and everybody were just like, "Yes, this room finally shut." So I think it was like after that where I was like, I love pooping and like never taking it for granted again. Yeah.
How long were you in the hospital before you shit?
I was in the hospital probably for a month, like maybe like 2-3 weeks. But I remember there was like a week and a half of me being at home. Like, you know, the first few days it was like, didn't notice anything. Then it was like, okay, we have a problem. Like 9 days in, I was like, I feel awful. And then like by like the 10th day, I want to say like, I was like hunched over, like couldn't, cause I was eating like normal, you know, I wasn't like expecting anything. And then my mom was just like, like she thought, like we thought something was going to explode in me, you know?
Wow.
And and she was just like, this is like labor, like
yeah,
what
no,
are you doing?
We did a whole story about this person that didn't go to the bathroom for a really long time, and it was putting pressure on on the organs, and like they want to like amputate because like it just puts in like, or it makes you like throw up whatever nerve endings too. It's a fucked up thing like to not shit for that long.
For sure, like my colon was just stuffed, like it was crazy.
Dave, didn't we have a story where like the woman's like leg went numb?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they almost lost it because she
almost lost her leg.
But she was like she was just like, but she wasn't constipated. She was purposely not going to the bathroom because she had like this crazy like phobia, fear to it, and she was embarrassed.
No, I was
so she was holding it in, and like it was causing major damage. She almost lost her leg.
Yeah,
which is
that would
crazy.
Take like muscle control.
Yeah.
I don't know. Wasn't my case, but I'll tell you, 0 out of 10 wouldn't recommend shit every time you can.
Yeah.
Like for real.
Agreed.
Any opportunity, I don't care how cute the boy is or how fine the girl is, like shit in that person's home because you never know.
Yeah.
You never know when you won't be able to shit again.
Yeah.
Like
shitting
that's
is
my message to
not
you.
shitting is horrible.
Oh, my co-caster wanted me to ask y'all, why didn't you do the it's called the Poopy podcast, right?
Hey Poopy.
Hey Poopy podcast. So was there ever a thought of it being Hey Poopy Potty?
No.
The Hey Poopy Potty? No? Okay. You guys seemed like immediately hated that. You're like, absolutely not.
Your friend doesn't know what she's talking about now.
No, we started the show off 2 years ago calling it Shooting the Shit, but it ended up there's other Shooting the Shit podcasts out there, and then putting shit in anything like an email address was impossible.
Oh yeah.
So then our theme song came up at the same time we started the podcast, and a theme song came before the title. And so
Mm-hmm.
everybody and we'd see people out and they'd be like, "How's Hey Poopy going?" And we're like, "It's called Shooting the Shit." But and
Yeah.
then we just were like, obviously the podcast has graduated to this name
Yeah.
without a,
Yeah,
so
Yeah.
it
Well,
evolved.
that's
it was thanks to the theme song.
yeah.
But we've had people ask us why we didn't name it the Poo Cast, and there's other podcasts out there called the Poo Cast.
Whoa. Yeah, I'm
So-
sure there's so many
Shitcast.
podcasts. I'm sure it's hard to get.
Yeah, there's
I
a,
So,
mean-
but Hey Poopy is the only one.
Yeah. Well,
And
that's
we
beautiful.
are a trademark.
Yeah.
Hey Poopy is
Awesome.
trademark.
yes.
Sick.
Yeah. So
How'd you guys? I mean, I guess I can just. I would love to get something trademarked. So it's
You
just-
can do
You
it.
can do it on LegalZoom. You can just go to
Yeah?
LegalZoom.com and get it done. Yeah.
It
that-
takes like we're not a registered trademark right now. We're just trademarked as though the paperwork is in, and it
Okay.
takes about like 9 to 10 months for it to become officially registered.
Okay.
But the process has started. We are
Yeah.
trademarked.
But you can
That's
trademark
awesome.
anything. I mean, you just go online and do it for the most part.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that then because I have
You
something
should.
in mind. Well, thanks so much again for having me.
Oh wait,
We have one. We
more
have
thing.
we have a little
Okay,
news
sorry,
story.
I'm not like trying to wrap it up.
No, it's okay. We have a little news story, and then I'm going to play the little theme song for that, and then we'll get into the story. Here we go. I have to remember to delete that old intro. I keep forgetting. It's just in my little sound bag. I keep forgetting that old intro I hit it by accident.
3 of them.
I have 3 of them, but like this one I just left in there by accident. I just keep hitting it, and I'm like, this one is so long, but it gets the point across.
It does.
So this story came to us from a performer that was on our 100 a night of 100 buttholes 100th anniversary show. Trixie Minx sent this to us, and she lives in New Orleans. And I mean, even before I read this story or saw the the video she made about it later, I just knew, like, I've heard like horrible things about the New Orleans infrastructure in general. So when I saw this headline, I'm like, oh yeah. So the title, this is from the NOLA.com, and it's Burlesque Stars Shit Show Mardi Gras Float House pokes fun at the sewer rage catastrophe. Sewerage? I don't know how to pronounce. I can't read today. So there's 2 things about this story that are fantastic. One, I mean, she's got the best sense of humor because right next to her house, basically a New Orleans like city, I guess, pipe explode. Like it just burst. And so like this raw sewage was like pumping out in front of her house and the side of her house. And every day was like a new thing. Like TP was coming out of there. Like, as she said,
in her video, she shows the
Yeah,
actual
it's-
pipe.
it's-
Where shit is coming onto
Yeah,
her yard.
it is like just oozing all kinds of foulness. And the second thing I didn't know about this, which I'm assuming is because of COVID, and this whole big thing of like, the parades and stuff, but a house float. So
Okay,
people-
wait, pause. Are they still having parades?
Oh, I don't know.
No, they're
No.
Pandemic?
But this,
Okay,
this,
I was like-
what I was getting into is like their Mardi Gras house float, which I'm assuming is in reaction to no parades. They have these like people dress their house up like a float, but it's like the front of their house or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah,
Because the first I'm like,
could like tour around the city.
Yeah, so I was like,
New
what's a-
Orleans has to fucking party.
Yeah,
I swear to
exactly.
God.
and that's where I'm being like, what the
can't
fuck is a
stop.
house float? And I'm like, and I
Yeah,
saw the
like-
photo. So basically, what she had done is like right in front of like the hole they left in front of her, house. It's like just like a pit with like some 2x4s
It's a
over
pit
it.
in front of her, like on the street.
Yeah, like on the street in front of her house in the sidewalk area, just with like some haphazard like just ropes. Like it's just like someone just took like some string dental floss and went like, yeah, don't go around
the
here.
shit pit?
Yeah, don't go around here with some like, it's not even like in New York they lay down these big giant like metal slabs over holes they put in the street. This fucking thing
Yeah.
is a huge hole and then like just some 2x4s just laying
Oh
over
my
it.
God.
Just like a couple of them, just like,
And it's been there for like over a month, she
Yeah.
said.
and this whole thing
So
started.
funny. I mean, it's fucked up.
Yeah,
That's funny.
and it started on Christmas Eve. Could you imagine? You're just like, what the fuck?
And the
You know?
smell must be
Terrible.
Absolutely
And you know,
vile.
like they're like, yeah, we're not coming to fix that today. Like it's
Oh.
Christmas Eve.
Oh, I give it 9 months minimum.
Yeah.
In the South, like, I feel like, again, it's with, like, so much space that, like, obviously that's a big issue. But, like, I mean, you guys had to have heard stuff about, like, Texas roads will be, like, completely shut down in a, like, it's just, like, that it's spaced out. And people just, like, I don't know, you just kind of, like, have to move around things. But the smell is what I think might make it go a little faster, because that's just like that becomes a health hazard.
It would, to anybody, you'd be like, I am losing my mind. And she was, like in the story, just like, you know, she's not, obviously she's a burlesque performer, she's not working.
Right.
So it's like you're already stressed out about money, income, and then this happens.
But also COVID is in shit.
Yeah.
Like
you can get
you
COVID
can
from
get sick from
For
the
sure. No, that's
COVID
what I'm
in the
saying. It's like
shit.
health
Yeah, and like
hazard.
let alone like just COVID, like all the other things you can get from shit,
On
human
top of
waste.
that.
For
But like,
sure.
but what I will say about her, I thought was so amazing. She just like turned it around and turned it into a whole like hilarious comedy bit, where she called it the her shit show, and she put a little like, you know,
Wow.
she had a banner on top, like she got dressed up in her burlesque outfit, did a whole routine based around it. She did a video called Shitterton, like a pun on Bridgerton. And it's, I mean, you know, it's like turning lemons into lemonade, as they say.
This
No,
is
she's literally polishing turds into gold.
Yeah,
Like
she is.
Wow.
she's brilliant.
that is a queen if I've ever heard one.
Yeah,
Like,
she
how can
really-
you-
I mean, she's basically saying that like I can either sit here and like just like obviously be upset and just let the stress get to me, or I can just laugh about it, because it's like it is kind of funny. It's like it's crazy.
her whole energy there feels so New Orleans, though. You know,
Yeah,
where it's just like, we'll just drink on the streets. Like,
you know, it is. It is very like very. She's doing a
Yeah.
virtual. She's going to do a virtual performance in February. I mean, this episode comes out, so it'll probably be gone by the time.
Wait, with the shithole? Oh, in February?
In
You think
February,
the
yeah.
hole's gonna be gone by February?
No, this episode comes out.
Oh, sorry. Yes,
Okay.
our episode. I meant episode wise. It's going to come out
Gotcha,
later.
yeah,
But I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
like, yeah, she's doing a whole routine about it. It's crazy,
Yeah,
and it's
I
pretty
mean,
amazing.
I'm thrilled about her reaction, but I hope that they take care of that hole for everyone.
I mean, that you would think. I mean, this is the
I
same
don't
place.
even like being in Texas, knowing that hole's in New Orleans.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
It's
too
like
close.
it's like a pit to hell, like just opened
yeah,
up.
for real. It's like we're just all sinking in like the shit pit slowly.
Well, it's like
But how
terrifying.
meta is it that she was literally in our shit show
Mhm.
around the time this shit pit started, and now
Yeah.
we always read a news article at the end of every episode, and now she has become the news.
Yeah, full
Like,
circle.
Yeah,
It's like
we just
she-
need her on
it's
as
like
a
you-
guest. It's surprising we
Yeah.
haven't had her on yet.
We have to have
like-
her on now, because
yeah.
I got to know
Yeah,
more
She,
about
like,
this.
manifested it in a way. Like,
It's
all of it's coming full.
I just
full bowel
love
movement. You know.
I just love the banner says "Welcome to the show." It's little poop emojis all over it. It's got gold fringe. It's like it's hilarious. So
Wow.
kudos to Trixie Minx. I thought that was a great way to like.
If you
know.
guys
Brilliant.
interview her, ask her for me, like, how quickly was it between that happening and her being like, fuck, what's going on? Like, my land, my, like, home
Yeah.
and everything, to then being like, I should email the Poopy podcast people. Like, I want to know how much time was in between those two thoughts.
Well, I can tell
Because-
you, she just emailed us like yesterday or the day before, and it happened a month ago. And I think she only emailed us when she made the video and
Yeah.
the press came out. Like, she literally is news.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll send
wow.
you, Liz. I'll send
I mean-
you the video and
Please do.
for the press.
yeah. This article came out 3 days ago. So
Wow. And this is on like NOLA.com.
yeah,
right?
NOLA.com.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. What a world.
Exactly.
Like-
But it's just like all these
Wow.
people moving to New Orleans. I keep hearing about it. I'm like, doesn't sound so great.
Yeah, no, I would be terrified. I wouldn't even go to New Orleans alone, but that's just me. But
It just, I
What's
just,
up with this
beautiful.
country and their infrastructure?
and that's the thing. It's like
Fuck.
all these asshole
Yeah.
politicians that keep talking about stuff. It's like we need, if you want jobs, fix this shit. Like I mean, it's like
Yeah.
all this. Our cities are fucking crumbling. Roads are crumbling
Yeah.
everywhere, and everybody keeps talking about like the dumbest shit about a fucking election being
sure.
stolen. It's like get the fuck out of here.
yeah, and then like we have the audacity to call other countries like third world, and it's
Yeah.
like, well, at least they have like a system that's working. We just have like a system that's constantly breaking on itself,
No,
like
it's
all
just
the time.
it's an illusion. It's
Totally.
like this
Yeah.
whole horseshit illusion. Like we
Yeah,
got our
for
shit
sure.
together. But anyway, Liz Splatt, thank you so much for being on our show.
Thank you so much for having me. And if anybody wants to follow me, you can follow me at Covered in Liz. It sounds like covered in jizz, but it's my name.
Perfect.
So that's on Instagram and Twitter. Don't add me on Facebook. Don't be that guy. I don't know you personally. But yeah, thank you guys so much for having me. I'm gonna go pee, and let's hope for a big burrito shit.
Yeah, and let us know.
Cool. Definitely. I'll send you a drawing for real.
Please.
All right.
Happy
Cool, guys.
pooping, everybody, and enjoy your butthole.
Yes. Hey Poopy Podcast is brought to you by Perfect 4 Entertainment, produced by Dave and Ellen, with executive producer Stormy Leather, edited by me, Dave.
For more information, go to heypoopypodcast.com for episodes, merch, and more. Follow us on Instagram at heypoopypodcast and Twitter at heypoopy. Theme song by Jordan Perlson. Hey Poopy.